Actually, as Tom said, I'm Dan Sheerin, father of two DeMatha grads. Actually, one graduated 2 years ago, the other is a senior, but he thinks he pretty much graduated already. But last year I sang a song about a Polish goalkeeper who played in Scotland but was a big fan of all the Irish. It was called The Holy Goalie, and it was sang to the tune of The Hokey Pokey. Tom said that was a little too serious, so a couple of stories. The stories are both seasonal and inspirational, and spiritual. So let me start. So one is about a young man named Pat who immigrated from Ireland to the United States into New York City. And after he settled, he found a bar in New York City, an Irish bar. There's a few of those, but he found one he really liked, his local bar. And every time he would go in, he'd say to the barkeep, "1 beer for me and 1 pint for my brother Mike back in Ireland." So this went on for years. Every night he came in, 1 for me and a pint for my brother Mike back in Ireland. So all the locals, all the regulars got to know him. And a decade or so later, he comes into the bar one night, and the barkeep says, "You'll have your regular, Pat, 2 beers." He says, "Only 1 tonight, only 1." And so the story goes quickly throughout the bar. All the regulars say, "Well, there must have been something bad happened to his brother. That's a shame." So one regular says, "Well, let me go up, I'll say something to him." And he said, "Pat, we're so sorry to hear about the demise of your brother, and we all feel terrible about that." Pat looks at him with this quizzical face and says, "What are you talking about?" He says, "Well, you know, Pat, you come in every night, 1 beer for me, 1 for my brother. And tonight, only 1 beer. So we figured something must have been terrible happened to your brother." Pat says, "Not at all, not at all. My brother's grand." He says, "I gave up drinking for Lent." So, another bar story. Seasonal. So in Ireland, St. Patrick's Day is a religious occasion. You get up early, you go to Mass with the family. No parades, although now the Americans show up, you start having a few parades, they can make some money. But then you go home and you have dinner with the family. And that's the tradition. Another tradition is little known, but St. Patrick makes an appearance. He comes down from heaven. He appears randomly around Ireland in a pub. You never know what pub he's going to show up at some pub. So up in Donegal, St. Patrick's Day, off to Mass. Before they go home with the family, though, a few of the lads will sneak off to the pub to have a quick pint before the family comes over. So in the local bar in Donegal, one man walks in, first man in after the Mass. The bartender is there. He says, "Who's that in the corner, in the green regalia?" He says, "That's St. Patrick. The miracle's here. He came to our pub." The man says, "That's fantastic. He came to our pub. Send him a pint." So he sends a pint over to St. Patrick. Next man comes in. He stayed a little late at Mass, talking to the parishioners. Comes in the second man. He says, "Who's the green lad in the corner?" to the barkeep. He says, "St. Patrick, he's here for the miracle." "That's outstanding. Send him a pint from me." The pint goes over to St. Patrick. Third guy comes in, same thing. Send the pint over to St. Patrick. St. Patrick downs the 3 pints and is getting ready to leave the pub. He walks over to the bar, comes to the first man, says, "Thank you, my son, for that pint. Very kind of you." He places his hand on his shoulder. The man says, "It's a miracle. I've had a migraine for 10 years. St. Patrick, when you touched me, it was gone. I'm a new man. Thank you, St. Patrick." He says, "Well, God bless you, my son." Goes to the second man, lays his hand on his shoulder. "It's a miracle, St. Patrick. I've had this arthritis in my leg for years. You touched me, now I'm perfect. Thank you, St. Patrick." "Well, God bless you, my son." Starts to step, St. Patrick stepped to the third man. He puts up his hand. "Don't lay a finger on me, St. Patrick. I just start getting my disability payment." Now, pubs, of course, are a tremendous resource in Ireland. And as we saw the water in Ireland from all those beautiful pictures from the tour, another great resource. Pubs aren't the only resource of Ireland. They have water. It rains all day. You have beautiful streams and rivers, sea coasts, as we saw, shades of green and blue in the beautiful waters. The waters off the Wicklow Mountains come down in streams, become holy water at the Guinness factory. And I actually had my ancestors in Donegal worked the water as fishermen. Now in Ireland, in the old days, it was considered bad form to know how to swim if you were a fisherman. Because, you know, if the boat went down, you didn't want to test the face, just go with what happened. Don't push your luck. If you don't swim, that's the way it goes. But times change, generations goes on. My son Patrick went to DeMatha's, learned to be a scholar and a gentleman, and also was a great swimmer here at DeMatha's. And so, in closing, I'm going to salute the waters and swimming in Ireland with a toast. So grab your glasses, folks, and your drinks. The health of the Irish River Shannon salmon to all you lads and lasses. May you always have a strong heart. May you always have a wet mouth. And may you spawn many swimming, sparkling offspring. Slanta.